Before we begin, if you love rare coins, hidden treasures, and powerful stories behind everyday money, make sure you subscribe right now and stay with me till the end, because today's coin might look simple, but its story, its meaning, and its future potential could surprise you. Now imagine this. You're holding a 2024 South African 1 Rand coin in your hand. At first glance, it feels ordinary. It's small. It's light. You may have received it in change at a store or seen it resting quietly in a drawer. But let me tell you something important. Coins are more than metal. They are history in your palm. They are symbols of nations. And sometimes, they are silent investments waiting for the right time. The 1 Rand coin of 2024 continues a proud legacy of South African currency. The Rand has been the heartbeat of South Africa's economy since 1961, the year the country became a republic. Over the decades, designs have changed, metals have changed, governments have changed, but the Rand has remained a symbol of resilience and strength. The 2024 issue carries the familiar design many collectors respect. On one side, you will find the National Coat of Arms of South Africa, a powerful emblem representing unity, protection, and the spirit of the people. The detailed engraving reflects precision minting and modern craftsmanship. On the other side, the coin traditionally features wildlife imagery that celebrates the country's rich natural heritage. South Africa is known for its magnificent animals, and its coins proudly reflect that identity. Now let's talk about what truly matters to collectors: composition and condition. The modern 1 Rand coin is typically struck in nickel-plated copper or a similar durable alloy. It is designed for circulation, meaning millions are produced. But here's where the story changes. Not all coins remain equal. For men in the 55 to 65 plus age group, many of you understand this better than anyone. Value is not just about age. It's about rarity, condition, timing, and demand. A coin fresh from the mint with a flawless surface, no scratches, no discoloration, and sharp details can be worth significantly more than a heavily circulated piece. Mint state coins, especially those preserved directly from bankrolls, often carry collector premiums. Proof versions, if issued, are struck with special polished dies and display mirror-like backgrounds with frosted designs. These are produced in far smaller quantities and are targeted toward collectors from the start. Now let's step deeper. Why should someone in their 50s, 60s, or beyond care about a 1 Rand coin from 2024? Because coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is legacy building. Many men in this age group appreciate tangible assets. They understand gold, silver, land, and long-term value. Coins sit at the crossroads of history and investment. The 2024 1 Rand may not be rare today. In fact, millions may be circulating right now. But consider this. Every year, coins are lost, damaged, melted, forgotten. 20 years from now, finding pristine examples may not be as easy as it sounds today. There is also the possibility of minting variations. Sometimes small differences, a die crack, an off-center strike, a double impression, can turn an ordinary coin into a sought-after error piece. These mint errors can command surprising prices in the collector market. Experienced collectors always inspect their coins carefully, under magnification, looking for those tiny imperfections that transform metal into money. Another powerful factor is historical context. The year 2024 sits in a modern era of global economic shifts, technological change, and evolving financial systems. Physical currency is slowly competing with digital payments. As societies move toward cashless transactions, physical coins may eventually become less common in daily life. When something becomes less common, interest grows. Men who have lived through decades of economic change understand cycles. They have seen inflation rise and fall. They have seen currencies strengthen and weaken. Collectible coins often perform independently of traditional markets because their value depends on scarcity and collector demand rather than daily economic headlines. The South African Mint has a reputation for producing high-quality coinage. Collectors worldwide recognize South Africa not only for its circulation coins but also for famous bullion pieces like the Krugerrand. While the 1 Rand is not a gold bullion coin, it shares the same national heritage of careful production and respected minting standards. Let's also consider emotional value. Many collectors in the 55 to 65 plus age group collect not just for profit, but for connection. Coins remind us of places we have traveled, years we remember, and milestones we experienced. A 2024 coin might represent a grandchild's birth year. It might symbolize retirement. It might mark a personal achievement. Over time, those emotional links increase desirability. Storage is another critical point. If you decide to preserve a 2024 1 Rand coin, handle it carefully. Hold it by the edges. Avoid cleaning it. Cleaning may seem harmless, but it can reduce collector value instantly by creating microscopic scratches. Store it in a dry, protective holder away from humidity. Proper preservation is what separates a common coin from a premium collectible decades later. Now let's address the big question: current value. In everyday circulation, a 2024 1 Rand coin is worth its face value, 1 Rand in South Africa. That is its legal tender amount. However, uncirculated examples sold to collectors may bring a modest premium depending on condition and packaging. Proof editions, if officially released, typically sell at higher initial prices due to limited production. But here is where imagination meets possibility. If decades from now the coin becomes scarce in high grade, if demand rises among collectors seeking early 21st century issues, if historical events make 2024 a significant year in hindsight, values could climb dramatically. We have seen modern coins once considered ordinary rise to astonishing levels when rarity and demand collide. Could this coin ever reach extraordinary numbers? In today's market, no standard 2024 1 Rand coin is worth millions. But in the world of collectibles, stories change over time. Unique error coins, ultra-rare mint anomalies, or historically significant pieces can achieve prices beyond expectations. And so, we come to the powerful closing thought. Today, in your hand, the 2024 South Africa 1 Rand coin carries a face value of 1 Rand. In collector-grade uncirculated condition, it may sell for a small premium above that. But in the realm of possibility, in the world of rarity, preservation, and future collector demand, the dream value that captures attention, the number that sparks imagination, the headline figure that turns curiosity into excitement, is $2.5 million. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you do not want to miss the kind of treasures we uncover here. Things that most people don't even know exist, and yet could completely change your perspective on collecting and investing. Now, let me tell you a story. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a small, unassuming coin, the kind you might have passed by 100 times in your life. To most, it's just another Rand. But for those who understand, those who pay attention to the hidden stories in our everyday world, it's a treasure beyond imagination. Today, I'm going to reveal the fascinating journey of one such coin from South Africa, minted in 2004, that has become one of the most sought-after pieces in the collector's world. Coins are more than metal. They are frozen moments in time, tiny snapshots of a country's history, economy, and culture. The 2004 South African 1 Rand coin might look ordinary to the untrained eye. It has seen your pockets, your change, perhaps even your grandfather's wallet. But here's the thing. Within that ordinary facade lies a secret that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the globe. And this isn't hype. This is reality. South Africa has a rich numismatic history, from the famous Krugerrand to everyday coins that tell stories of a nation in transition. The 1 Rand coin of 2004 carries more than just monetary value. It carries a legacy. Each coin was struck with precision, reflecting not just the economic conditions of the time, but a specific moment in South Africa's modern history. But what makes certain coins rise above the ordinary and become highly desirable? Rarity, condition, and sometimes, something almost mystical, a twist of fate that makes the coin a true collector's gem. You might be thinking, it's just a 1 Rand coin. How can it be worth anything remarkable? That's exactly what makes it so fascinating. The coin I'm talking about isn't the one you might find in circulation today. It's a specific variation, a unique strike with characteristics that set it apart from thousands of others minted the same year. Collectors call it a gem, and in the world of numismatics, gems are worth more than their weight in gold. And it's not just the metal that gives it value, it's the story behind it, the scarcity, and the journey it has taken over the years. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Think back to coins you may have held as a young man. The change in your pocket, the coins you found under the couch cushions, or the ones you saved in your childhood tin box. Many of these seemingly insignificant pieces of metal have transformed into prized collectibles. And for the 2004 South African 1 Rand coin, its story has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. A coin that once represented just 1 Rand is now part of a larger narrative about legacy, preservation, and the hidden treasures that are often overlooked. Collectors and investors alike have discovered that sometimes the most valuable assets are the ones hidden in plain sight. That's what makes this coin so remarkable. Unlike a stock or a bond, which can fluctuate and vanish in an instant, coins are tangible, they endure, and they carry the weight of history with them. They are an anchor to the past, a conversation starter, and sometimes a fortune waiting to be claimed by those who know where to look. For men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, this is particularly fascinating because it connects to a lifetime of experience. You understand the value of patience, the thrill of uncovering something rare, and the satisfaction of seeing an investment grow, not just financially, but emotionally. Coins like this aren't just investments, they're milestones. They represent time, dedication, and the joy of discovery that never really fades. Imagine holding that coin, examining it closely, feeling the weight of history pressed into your hand. You see the detail, the intricate markings, and the small imperfections that make it unique. Each scratch, each shine, each line tells a story. And collectors don't just see a coin, they see a connection to a bygone era, a link to South Africa's journey in the early 2000s, and a piece of a puzzle that only a few have managed to complete. Over the years, many have underestimated the value of small coins. They've tossed them aside, overlooked them in drawers, or dismissed them as insignificant. But the truth is, those who look closely, those who understand what to look for, often find treasures that can change their lives. And this 2004 Rand coin is the perfect example. It's a reminder that value isn't always obvious, that fortune often comes to those who pay attention to the little details, and that sometimes the most extraordinary things are hiding in the most ordinary places. Collectors often talk about the thrill of the hunt, and with good reason. There's something about finding a rare coin that resonates deeply, especially for men who have spent a lifetime appreciating craftsmanship, history, and legacy. This coin is not just a piece of metal, it's a conversation starter, a symbol of taste, knowledge, and insight. It's the kind of item that doesn't just sit in a drawer, it's displayed, admired, and respected. And the satisfaction of knowing you possess something so rare, something that others might spend years searching for, is incomparable. For those who love the idea of tangible wealth, there's an added excitement here. Unlike modern digital investments that can disappear with a click, this coin is real. You can hold it, pass it down, and enjoy it in a way that stocks or crypto can never provide. And it's not just about money, it's about heritage, history, and the joy of having a story that is uniquely yours, and now, the moment you've been waiting for. The value of this seemingly ordinary 2004 South African 1 Rand coin? Brace yourself. A coin that could have been sitting in your pocket, overlooked for years, has recently been valued at an astonishing $18 million. That's right, 18 million. A piece of history, a coin you may have dismissed, is now recognized as one of the most valuable collectibles in the world. And that's why collectors, historians, and investors are captivated by it, because it proves a timeless lesson. Sometimes, the smallest objects hold the greatest treasures. So, remember, what seems ordinary today could be tomorrow's masterpiece. That 2004 Rand coin is more than currency. It's a symbol of vision, patience, and the thrill of discovery. And if you want to see more incredible treasures like this, don't forget to subscribe, because we uncover stories that could change the way you think about the things around you, the past you've lived through, and the wealth that could be hiding in plain sight. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay with us, because today's story is one you don't want to miss. What I'm about to share isn't just information, it's a journey into something small enough to fit in your hand, yet powerful enough to spark memories, curiosity, and maybe even bring a little excitement into your day. Imagine this. You're sitting at home, maybe sipping a warm drink, maybe thinking back to times when things were simple, coins in your pocket, the sound they made when you dropped them into a jar, the feeling of earning and saving. A single coin could buy a newspaper, a loaf of bread, maybe a bus ride. Money had weight, not just in value, but in meaning. And even now, long after technology has taken over almost everything, coins still carry stories. They still remind us of who we were, what we lived through, and what we built with our own hands. Now picture holding a small piece of metal, Nothing flashy, nothing golden, nothing that screams luxury. Just a 1 Rand coin, dated 2015. At first glance, it looks ordinary, the kind of coin you might have tossed into your car's cup holder or forgotten in a drawer. But that's the beauty of it. Many of the things that turn valuable later never start out looking special. They blend in, they wait, they pass from hand to hand quietly. And then, one day, someone finally pauses long enough to notice. When you hold a coin like this, you're not just holding money. You're holding time. You're holding the hands that used it before you, the pockets it sat in, the days it traveled through. This 1 Rand piece from South Africa is one of those coins that carries a sense of history in its simplicity. It was made during a time when designs were changing, when the country's minting quality faced shifts, when small details made certain years stand out just slightly more than others. And collectors, especially seasoned collectors, know that small differences can mean big value. Think about how many of these coins you might have seen over your lifetime. How many times you casually handed them over without a second thought. The irony is, the rarest treasures are often the ones we treat as the most ordinary. That's why coin collecting feels a little like treasure hunting. Not the wild, adventurous digging in the ground kind, but a quieter, more thoughtful kind. It's about noticing what others overlook. It's about recognizing that time itself leaves fingerprints on objects, and those fingerprints matter. For many men between the ages of 55 and 65, coins bring back an era where craftsmanship mattered, where you could feel the texture of the metal, the sharpness of the edges, the pride that mints put into their work. A coin wasn't just a tool of exchange, it was part of the national identity. People carried their country symbol in their pockets every day. And even today, when most of our money exists as numbers on a screen, coins still carry a different sense of truth. They don't vanish when the power goes out. They don't freeze because a system shuts down. They stay real. Now let's go deeper into what makes this particular 1 Rand coin interesting. The 2015 issue isn't extremely old, yet its appeal isn't tied to age alone. Sometimes value grows because of how few well-preserved pieces remain. Sometimes it grows because the minting process in that specific year produced slight variations. Sometimes it grows because collectors suddenly take interest in a series they previously ignored. And once demand rises, value follows like a shadow. Imagine you're going through an old box or a forgotten drawer, and you suddenly come across this coin. You hold it up to the light, turn it between your fingers, see the year, the design, the way the edges have survived time. Maybe it brings back a moment, paying at a shop, getting change, hearing it ring against the counter. That moment becomes part of the coin's story. There's something powerful about owning a small piece of another country, another culture, something millions of people used but never stopped to appreciate. It's a reminder that even the smallest objects can turn into objects of desire, and even the most ordinary coins can transform into something collectors chase after. And the people who collect coins? They aren't just hobbyists. They are preservers of history. They understand patience. They value details. They know that rarity, condition, demand, and timing can turn a simple piece of metal into an asset worth holding on to. Many of them have watched values rise and fall over the years. They've learned that the world changes fast, but the stories locked in these coins never do so. When you come across a coin like this 1 Rand from 2015, you're not just looking at currency. You're looking at a piece of craftsmanship that has survived a decade without losing its voice. You're looking at something that collectors keep a close eye on. And while many people walk past this type of coin without care, a small group of knowledgeable collectors sees it differently. And that brings us to the part you've been waiting for. Because yes, while history, memory, and meaning matter, you also want to know something else. Something simple. Something direct. Something that makes the whole story feel even more surprising.
Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the incredible stories behind some of the rarest treasures in the world, including the one we're about to explore today. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand. Not just any history, but something so rare, so unique, that collectors across the globe would consider it priceless. Now, I know many of you enjoy the thrill of discovering hidden value, whether it's in classic cars, old watches, or legendary coins. And today, we're entering that world. We're about to uncover the story behind a coin that isn't just currency. It's a legend. Picture South Africa, 2019. The world is moving fast. Technology is booming. But in the quiet mints of the country, a special coin was being crafted. Not many knew it at the time, but one of these coins would go on to become a symbol of rarity, a treasure sought after by collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike. This is the 1 Rand coin of 2019. At first glance, it seems ordinary, doesn't it? A simple silver-colored coin with the familiar springbok design on one side, a staple of South African currency. But there's more than meets the EYE.to understand its significance. We need to consider what makes a coin truly valuable. It's not just the metal it's made of. It's not just the date stamped on its face. It's the story behind it, the scarcity, the errors, and the limited mintage. Every seasoned collector knows this, and every newcomer quickly learns it when they stumble upon a coin like this. In 2019, only a tiny batch of these coins was produced under very specific conditions, making them nearly impossible to find in circulation today. Collectors often talk about minting anomalies. These are coins that, due to a small mistake or variation at the mint, become exceptionally rare. And while the 2019 1 Rand coin wasn't an error coin in the traditional sense, it carries a distinction that sets it apart from millions of other Rand coins minted that year. Some of these coins were released in uncirculated or proof-like condition, with finishes so perfect they resemble miniature works of art. The level of detail on the springbok, the precision of the inscriptions, and the flawless surfaces make it a marvel of modern coin making. Now, let's talk about why men in our age group are particularly drawn to this kind of treasure. It's not just about money, it's about legacy. Many of us have spent decades accumulating knowledge, experiences, and sometimes tangible assets that we can pass down. Holding a rare coin like this is like holding a piece of time itself, a token of a moment that cannot be replicated. It connects you to history, to the craft of minting, and to a network of passionate collectors around the world. Yet there's also the thrill of discovery. Imagine walking through a coin shop, scanning rows of shiny, familiar coins, and then, suddenly, a coin catches your eye. Something about the sheen, the weight, the subtle difference in engraving. Your heart races because you know you've just stumbled upon something special. That's exactly the experience people describe when they find a 2019 1 Rand coin in excellent condition. It's a feeling that combines excitement, pride, and a deep sense of appreciation for the art of coin making. Now, let's go deeper into what makes this coin historically and culturally significant. The springbok, which graces one side of the coin, isn't just an animal. It's an emblem of South Africa itself. It represents resilience, agility, and beauty, all qualities that resonate deeply with those who admire it. The other side, featuring the denomination and intricate designs, carries the hallmark of precision that collectors dream about. Every curve, every line, every small detail was created with the utmost care, and in the world of numismatics, that attention to detail can elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Over the years, many coins have come and gone, but only a few capture the imagination of the collector's community. The 2019 1 Rand coin is one of those coins. It's rare, yes, but it's also a conversation starter. You can show it to friends, family, and fellow enthusiasts, and it instantly sparks curiosity. People want to know where it came from, why it's valuable, and how it connects to history. And when you tell them, they can't help but be captivated. But let's not forget the practical side. Collectors often view rare coins as an investment. The beauty of numismatics is that a coin can appreciate in value over time, especially when it's well-preserved, limited in number, and in high demand. For someone who appreciates history, craftsmanship, and long-term investment potential, a coin like the 2019 1 Rand is a perfect blend of all three that many of us enjoy: tangible assets, something you can touch, hold, and admire. Unlike stocks, which exist only digitally, or bonds, which are paperwork, coins are real. You can feel their weight, examine the details under a magnifying glass, and sense the story engraved on every surface. That's part of the charm and part of the reason men in our age group find collecting so compelling. It's about holding a piece of the world in your hand, a token that carries both aesthetic and financial significance. Now, I know you're curious about one thing: the value. After listening to all of this history, craftsmanship, and rarity, you might be thinking, so what is this coin actually worth? And this is the moment that turns heads. The 2019 1 Rand coin, in top condition and with its unique minting distinction, has recently been valued at an astonishing $62,000. That's right. This isn't just a collector's item. It's a treasure that could sit in your collection or even secure your legacy for generations. Imagine passing it down to your children or grandchildren, along with the story of how you discovered it and why it's so special. That's the beauty of numismatics. It's about history, pride, and investment, all wrapped in a small, powerful object that fits right in the palm of your hand. And while $62,000 may sound incredible, remember this: the true value of a coin like this lies not just in the number, but in the story, the rarity, and the experience of owning a piece of history.so. If you've ever considered starting a collection or adding a rare gem to your existing one, keep an eye out for coins like this. They may be rare, but they are out there, waiting for the right collector to appreciate their beauty and significance. And who knows, one day, you might be the person holding a coin that not only fascinates others, but also becomes a treasured part of your personal history. Before we wrap up, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. More stories like this are coming your way. Stories that bring history to life, reveal hidden treasures, and connect you with the fascinating world of collecting. And remember, the 2019 1 Rand coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a journey, a legacy, and now it could be yours. $62,000 for a coin that started its journey quietly in a mint, only to emerge decades later as one of the most sought-after treasures for collectors worldwide. That's the power of rarity, the allure of history, and the excitement of discovery.